Alright, I'm back at it for a quick DIY how-to roof project for you guys. I apologize, I've been MIA for a while, just been really busy this spring and early summer. What we're going to do here is remove these two shingles here because they were oversprayed by a painter that was painting the gutters, got on the roof, painted the roof. Roof is only a year old. Homeowner was pretty unhappy. They weren't going to do anything to fix it. Their remedy to fix it was smear tar on it, wipe it off. That's what I was told. You can see right back here on that brow section, just to the right of the riser pole above the back door. It's really black and just nasty for a one-year-old roof at the time. That's not how you fix it. So in this video, we will use some basic tools. How you can do this yourself. We're going to start by splitting the shingle apart here with a flat bar. Pop out the nails, remove the shingle, pop the hip loose, remove the shingle. Sorry for the sirens in the background. It's probably picking it up. I don't have my mic on. We'll put the new shingles I picked up in. This particular shingle is a CertainTeed Landmark Pro Colonial Slate, looks like. It's in the back of the truck. The Mag Hatchet I'll probably use in this video. I'll leave a link in the description down below. It's pretty sweet. It does help the channel. If you think you might need it, click the link. No extra additional cost to you, but it will save you a lot of time if you end up using it. I'll also probably get the air compressor and gun out just because I do have to fix the part over there and another piece on this brow down yonder. But for the sake of this video, just these two right here. We will keep it quick for you guys. At the end of the video, if you liked it, if you got some benefit from it, some knowledge out of it, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next one. The next incoming how-tos, the product reviews, what's a roofer do with his money, bean counter Dave, whatever, whichever playlist, check them out. We got a little bit for everybody out there. So let's get the GoPro mask on here, get my tool belt on, and we'll get into this. Alright, so some of the basic tools you'll need is a flat bar to split the shingles apart, possibly a knife to cut the shingle. I use two since I use them often. One setup with a hook, one setup is a straight blade. Straight's good for cutting the back side of the shingle. Anytime you're cutting on the granule side, a hook does better or you'll dull your straight blade doing that. The beautiful Ajc Mag Hatchet. This is one of my most used go-to tools for everything. There is a magnet embedded in here, so it'll hold your nail. You can hold the shingles up and drive them in. It's that extra hand you need. Of course, tool belt. You don't have to have a lot of this. You could just use a hammer, but the Mag Hatchet will save your fingers. The shingles, whatever shingle brand you have and need to match. As I said earlier, this is a CertainTeed Landmark Colonial Slate. We're gonna get two. Yeah, it's gonna take 3 or 4 of them. We're gonna need them. That's for the bigger, large back repair. I won't film that. I don't have the time to do all that. Okay, so be safe anytime you're doing a repair. Use any safety equipment if you need it. I'm just using this from a step ladder, but according to OSHA, I just now have broke OSHA rules, so don't do it as I say. It's you doing it. If you do it, take your life and your safety into your own hands. With that being said, out of the way, I don't take any responsibility for anything you may damage or hurt. You do it at your own risk. Just gently get in here and try to flat bar this apart. A couple of the tips I'll say, depending upon the time of the year, the region, the side this faces, the time of day, those have a factor. These are cooler, northern facing side. They haven't sealed down real great, so you can split them pretty easy, but be careful. The tip I use, when you get a spot started, come sideways down and out, it tends to split it pretty good. To get this one out, you need to get this and the nails out of here out. So we're gonna start here. And just get in there, get your shingle nails popped free. Once you get those completely out of there to where this is, the nail in the flashing here should be high enough to be off of the headlamp or off of the underlying side of this. I'm not worried about that. The trim nail should be out of the way. Nothing hidden under there. We're going to start this next. See if we can pop it out of here. I will do my best to keep the camera in view. I notice some of these I watch back, it's not quite in the view, and I apologize. But I can't monitor it. If you see me every now and then, just kind of feel the camera. I'm trying to see where I think I'm aiming. The hip and ridge is sealed pretty good. I'll do my best to take care of this little bit of hip because I did not pick up a piece of hip and ridge. They caulked it. Just work the caulking out and loose. Getting it out is just going to be the more time-consuming part. Putting it back's pretty easy. There's a nice little piece right here. As soon as I get under this hip and ridge, I want to show you guys, because I did have a guy comment, maybe it's an email, I don't recall, and I shot a video just the other day talking about when a ridge comes into a gable, how to flash that. When it comes to your shingle on the low side going up under your edge metal, I can show you really good on this one. Let me finish working this caulking out, because they caulked it to it. You can see it here now. Most of these ribs, to me, they do two things. They do one, they stiffen the piece by having that rolled hem in here, but also if you happen to have water trickle down this, it's going to give a little bit of a bump and a trough to follow down instead of running in. But when it runs down this, you want it to run out on top of a shingle, in this case on top of this hip and ridge. I see all too often, and it's the little detail, the attention to little detail. When this metal is nailed off, boom, they're ready to roof, then they come roof up and the roofing goes over that. If any water's on, it's going to run under your shingle. It's not a lot. It's not going to cause a huge problem. It's the little detail. You know, the little detail that the good guys watch out for. The guys that say, oh, that doesn't matter, they're the ones you got to watch out for. One more nail and this shingle should be able to come out. Maybe two. I can't remember. Did I see one up here? Oh, got some up here. There it is. That's one we got out. Set that right there for now. Wow, they even took a minute to put a piece of flashing in. Again, it's on top of the shingle. This is probably the flashing right up under here. Yep. So we're good. We'll be able to shove the new shingle up under that. Let's get this one out. Let me know down below too if you guys prefer these how-to videos uncut, unedited, and they're typically obviously going to be longer that way if you prefer that, or if you just like it cut out when I'm not talking, it's just boring stuff. Please let me know. Give me your feedback. Hot summer day, keep your tar up or it'll stick to whatever down there. Whoever did this roof used ice and water on the bottom, and it looks like they want to pass up this little piece. That's good. Whoever did this roof, good job. Gotta watch out for these little hidden guys. You also want to make sure if you see nails that are sticking up left behind, just either pull them out or pound them down. When they're raised up, it's going to get hot and break through the shingle. You don't want that. Okay. Here's another hidden one. Let me grab the shingles. If you notice, I take all my nails and throw them in my pouch. Same with the trash. I try to keep the mess to clean up small, limited, easy. Here's the Certainteed is good to know. They typically have these. They're usually blue most of the time. I'm kind of thrown off. These are a little off. But the two lines in this, that's their nail line. The two lines, you really want to get there because that's where it gets into the common bond of the underlying piece, the shim, the wedge, whatever you want to call it. On a steeper roof, you want to hit that zone. So as far as the color, that's what it looks like to me. So just a little bit of background on what happened here with the painter. Maybe I'll show a little bit on that. Again, I'm not going to say who, but comment below too. Here in a little bit, we're going to walk around. This lady got charged after the job was done on 10 boards. You count the boards they replaced. They're counting 3-foot boards as a whole board. That's kind of shady, I feel. Let me know down below. What's your thoughts? If you take one 10-foot board and that's really what's agreed upon, you cut into 10 pieces. Does that count as 10 boards? If you're a shyster, maybe? Under that edge metal. You know why? Because I cut it with the outer edge of the edge mill. I need to shorten that back just a wee bit. So under the edge metal cap, edge mill on top, that's what you're after. We're ready to put this one in. Now here's the Mag Hatchet, plugged to AJC. Whoever designed this, it's amazing. It will hold your nails, and then you can drive them in. Where it's a big hand is when you're up here doing this number. You know, you're trying to do that and hold your nail. So link in the description, please check it out. This is basic, I know, but I don't know if you're a new viewer to the channel. You don't want to nail in your butt groove, drip groove, keyway, whatever you want to call it, refer to it as. That's what it is. Because water will come in between these two shingles, run laterally a little bit. You don't want nails there. This one can be nailed back off now. That should be good there. Make sure you're cautious and you aren't cutting your shingles underneath as well. When it's hot, it's easy to do. Tight. All right, sorry about the phone call there. That's me answering most all the calls there. I left this up here because I was concerned about that, so I wanted to just trim this down. You can just duplicate it. You know it's going to come in and out easy. I'm trying to keep it cut snug and tight to fit in all directions like it needs, not just be sloppy and careless and throw them in there. So it might take an extra cut. Looks good, butt it over good, build up, reveal, good. Ready to nail it off. When I'm all said and done, I'm going to put a little dab of sealer under those to hold those down. And don't forget to nail the shingle down that you never removed, but you had to split out right here to get this one out right here. Let's get that bottom edge of the edge metal pinned down. It didn't feel like it hit anything. Look at that. Bet there's a strip of wood missing down that gable edge. Or it could be one bys and a slat I'm hitting, so I'm gonna go up a little bit. There it is. Do be cautious and aware of putting nails right here, because the flashing coming down the wall, step flashing, you can see right here, your water blowing up, running down this edge. You don't want it coming down into a nail here. On that same note, depending upon your flashing, there's like an accordion style, should be wrapping this, or straight piece, but extend it down, fold the edge over, whatever you want. You don't want a shingle cut like this and water from your flashing dumping off into it. I can see it is extended just a little bit past. You may not be able to see it because it's dark, but it's good. So point is, you don't want nails in that area, water's running down as well. We never got into this one, it's good. So we are just about wrapped up here. Let me grab a little bit of caulking, put it under here, just a few dabs, stick all this down. This repair will be wrapped up. Okay, now got the caulking. I like to use GSL 4500. You just want to use something that is not going to eat up the shingle. You got to be careful. Like for example, if you spill gasoline on a roof, it's going to eat this up and deteriorate it. How do I know, you might be asking? Well, we carry a blower to clean down roofs when we're done. And if you have a leaky gas cap or you're feeling them spill it on it, it will tear up shingle. Then you got to flat bar them out and replace them. So just a note on that. Anywhere you split the seal, if it was sealed, just put a few dabs. I don't put lines because water coming in will hit that line and follow it laterally, so you don't want to do those keyway areas, but just a few dabs. I typically do it around my nails. So this will seal back down. All right, there we go. The video took a little bit longer than expected, but interrupted by the phone call. The shingles are replaced, old ones out, new ones in, sealed off, all good. Let's go around and take you around the backside, show you those boards. The owner had stated to me that she was charged for 10 boards because the painters replaced 10. So I asked her, it didn't really specify a length of board, it just said extra charge per board. So my thought is, if you have a in-year quote at 10-foot board, 10-foot boarders charged as a board. So here's what she got charged for. 10 boards. We have one board here is about 8 foot. Literally right here is a 3-foot board. That counts as one, I'm assuming, because I don't know how else to get to 10. There's a third board, it's about 4 to 5 feet. That little one was not replaced, it's smooth pine, not rough cut cedar. Here's a, let's see, 3, 4, fourth board right here, yep. There is 5, is under the middle of the window, if you can see it, there's a 2-foot board. 6, let's come around here. 7, 8. Let's come around on this side. That's old. There's 9. Okay, those are the only boards they replaced was around this lower edge. That's 9 boards, not 10. Furthermore, a few of those are 2, 3, and 5 feet long. This one looks horrible. It's old and rotted. They didn't replace it. My guess is because the AC condensation condenser cooler lines going through, they're probably scratching their head. Well, how do I do that? Well, really simple. You don't need to undo your condensation lines or coolant lines, whatever they are, and then rerun it. No, you simply measure your board from left to right. Say, assuming this knot in the wood here is the cable going in. You measure the cut mark here and a cut mark here. You measure over, you drill a hole through it, then you cut the board off. Then you take your left side board, lock it in, take your right side board, lock it in, caulk the line, let it all dry, caulk everything you need, I'm not a painter, and then paint it. They didn't do that. I mean, that's one of probably the worst boards ever. Regardless, leave all that aside, 9 boards. 9 boards, I almost spelled right there. How do you get charged for a board when it's 2 feet long? Like this one right there. Can you see that? It's 2 foot. She was charged for a board on that. This one right here. That's 3 foot. She was charged for a board on that. She was charged for 9 boards, or 10 boards. There's 9 up here. 3 of them are very small. So, anyway, reviews. Look up the reviews. I'm not going to name the contractor here. It's not my style. I'm not out to bash another contractor. If you're a homeowner and you're looking up contractors to do some, some project for you, you take the time, look up the reviews, see what's good, see what's bad, investigate a little bit. Ugh. Wow, I'm just blown away. Let me know your thoughts on that. Should she be built for 9 boards? Like, I mean, if that was the case, I'd be a shyster. I'd go out all day. I'd buy 1 board or 100 boards, or actually, no, let's see, think about that, be right. I'd buy 1 board, 10 foot. I'd cut that thing down to 10 1-foot sections and charge her for 10 boards. Brilliant. I don't think you'd stay in business very long. Anyway, let me know. If you could, do me a favor. Free, simple thing you can do here. Give it a thumbs up, make it blue, help support the channel. Easy for you to do, like my boy Stephen Graham says, for the YouTube algorithm. Push it to more people, make it blue. Consider subscribing. Until next time, be safe. We'll see you then.